Good morning, everyone. So in this video, we will talk about how to find the perfect square trinomial in the square or binomial of a given polynomial expression. So here we have x squared minus 20x, and we will find first its perfect square trinomial form. So we have only here a binomial, and we will find out what's the third term of this. But we have to make sure that in finding its third term, it will form its perfect square trinomial. So I will show you the process. So we have it here. Since in this given we have only two terms and we have to find its third term, so we will have this process. We have x squared minus 20x plus, to find the third term, we will use the formula quantity of b over 2 squared. So b represents the numerical coefficient of our second term, which is negative 20. So we have x squared minus 20x plus the quantity of negative 20 divided by 2 raised to 2. Next, we have x squared minus 20x plus negative 10 raised to 2. So negative 10 raised to 2 is equal to negative 10 times negative 10, that is positive 100. So therefore, we have x squared minus 20x plus 100. So this is now the perfect square trinomial of our given polynomial expression. Okay, so now we will try to find out the square of binomial of this trinomial expression. So here, I'll show you the other way of factoring, or how to find the factors of this expression. So I used the tabular form. So here are the factors of the first term. So the factors of the first term, x squared, are x times x. And here are the factors of our last term, or the third term, which is 100. So this is in the factors of 10 times 10. So what's in the middle are the product of the factors at the side. So x times 10 rather is equal to 10x. X times 10 is equal to 20x. So all we have to do is to add the product at the middle. Next, we have here 20x because 10x plus 10x is 20x. But take note, we have to make sure that the sum of the product should be equal to the middle term of our trinomial expression. If so, this will be our factor. But if not, we have to go back from our process. If where did we get or have an error, and we have to re-evaluate it again and try to do some manipulation for us to arrive in a correct answer. So here, we need to write negative times negative. Since negative 10 times negative 10 is equal to 100. So they are equal. And x times negative 10 is negative 10x. X times negative 10 is negative 10x. So negative 10x plus negative 10x will give you negative 20x. So they are now equal. Next, the factors are in this process. So we have to pair them up in a cross manner. So the factor of the partner of x here is the negative 10 at the bottom on the right side. So we have minus 10 times x partnered by the negative 10 on the upper right corner. We have negative 10. So this is now the factors. These are now the factors of our expression x squared minus 20x plus 100. But we have to show its form in a plus or minus b squared. This is the format of the square of binomial, and the format of the perfect square trinomial is a squared plus and minus 2ab plus b squared. Next, so we already found out the perfect square trinomial in this form, and now we will try to find the square of binomials. So we will just rewrite this in this format. So we have, since they are equal or same in phase, we can just write the same or one binomial, and we will just write the exponent, which is 2. So we have now the square of binomial, and this is the perfect square trinomial. Okay, how about we have this equation or expression here? How do we obtain the perfect square trinomial and the square of binomial? So I will show you the process on how to arrive with its perfect square trinomial and square of binomial. So we have it here. The process would still use the formula of quantity of b over 2 square, and b represents the numerical coefficient of our second term, which is negative 1/3. So we have x squared minus 1 over 3x plus the quantity of negative 1/3 divided by 2 raised to 2. So in dividing fractions by a whole number, all we have to do is just to copy the numerator, which is negative 1/3, and we will multiply the reciprocal of our denominator, which is 2, and its reciprocal is 1/2. Next, we need to raise it by 2, and we will do the operation first inside the parentheses before squaring this number. Next, we have negative 1 times positive 1, we have negative 1. 3 times 2, we have 6. So we have negative 1 over 6 raised to 2. So next, we have here 1 over positive 36. Why did we arrive in this answer? So we will just distribute the exponent into our numerator and denominator. So negative 1 raised to 2 is positive 1, and 6 raised to 2 is positive 36. So we have now the the perfect square trinomial for this given expression. And next, we will find its square of binomial form. So from the square of trinomial, we will find its factors or possible factors. So my method is that I use the tabular way of solving the factors of this trinomial. So first, I get the factors of, or the possible factors of the first term, which are x times x. Next, the possible factors of 1 over 36, which are 1 over 6 times 1 over 6. Next, I will multiply the factors at the both sides. So we have x times 1 over 6, we have 1 over 6x. X times 1 over 6, we have 1 over 6x. And the product will be added. If the sum is equal to the middle term, it follows that the factors at the side are correct. So we will just pair them up in a cross manner. So we have to add these fractions. Take note, in adding similar fractions, we will just copy the common denominator, which is 6, and we will add the numerators. We have 1 plus 1 is 2, and we will just copy x. So we will simplify 2 over 6x by dividing it into its common factor, which is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we have 1/3 x. However, we have here at the middle term, that is negative 1 over 3x. They are not equal. So we will try to go back on our factors here. Where can we put negative? It could be here or here. Okay, let's try here. What if we will put negative on both factors of 1 over 36? So negative 1 over 6 times negative 1 over 6, just like here, is still equal to 1 over 36. As you can see, they have patterns, they have connections. So x times negative 1 over 6 is negative 1 over 6x, same as through here. So we will just write here negative 2 over 6x, and here, so they are now equal. So the factors are x times 1 over 6, x minus 1 over 6 times x minus 1 over 6, or you can write it in this way. So we have x minus 1 over 6 times x minus 1 over 6. Or the square of binomial form is x minus 1 over 6 squared. Now we have the square of binomial and the perfect square trinomial.